What is up, people? I know you love van life, so I thought I'd just shoot some everyday van life. I'm eating a cantaloupe here. I had the top half after my hot tub yesterday. It was so good. The other thing I wanted to show you, my new chair. I don't know if I showed you it in action. This is a little kid chair. Perfect for me because, see, my bed is too far away and I'm like constantly going like this. I can get everything. Here's the cooler. Got the little, I don't know if I showed you guys my cute little trash can. Look at this. I am not wanting to carry around a bunch of trash in my van all the time. So I empty this regularly, but isn't it adorable? Yeah, and it takes up less space. I never showed you my new sleeping bag. So I had this old vintage sleeping bag for years and years. And then I went to the secondhand store after realizing, hey, I need a new sleeping bag. And there were 3 to choose from. I got this awesome one. So it's like this. Awesome. I can unzip the bottom so my feet can have more air while still having the sleeping bag. And it's got like a cinch top if I want to really close it in and keep really warm. And then, of course, a cute little pocket. But it's pretty good sleeping bag, actually. And it's like almost brand new. This little piece here is where you can put your pillow in there, I suppose, needs sewing. I wonder if there's anybody I know that could sew that for me. So, you know, in my van life, I obviously just use a sleeping bag. It's the easiest way to do it. Just sleep in a sleeping bag. You can add blankets. I have my quilt there if you get cold. And if you're hot, you can just unzip it and then, and then you just roll it up in the morning. You don't have to deal with the sheet or a bunch of blankets or anything. So that's the way I do it, and that's my new sleeping bag. Did I ever show you in my Ultra van this little lever down here? I don't know if you have one in your van. It's like an air vent. It's closed right now. And then I just take my foot. So now it's open. So if I get hot in the van while driving, I discovered it one day just because it was really cold all of a sudden by my feet. And then it was like, a couple of years into owning the van. Isn't that great? I don't know if you have this in your van or not. My van has goo that's leaking down just because of the heat of the van being in the heat. This is literally like sticky sealant that's coming down from the top in the heat. Yep, and it's getting worse and worse. I suppose I could scrape it off. Probably do that. I don't know if your van has that. Mine does. Behind that window too, and that one as well. Oh my God. So hungry. Oh my God. Oh! Have you ever tried cinnamon on cantaloupe? Unbelievably good. It's like the perfect mix. So, yesterday, before my hot tub, I went to the Arcata Farmers Market. It was amazing. These guys doing this Brazilian sort of martial art movement dance thing. So I was just playing around with them. They were showing me a few moves and stuff. And I was doing headstands, and I was trying to stand on my hands and do all this stuff. And I was like breathing and sweating and working out, basically just having fun out there on the lawn. Then a few hours after that, I went to my hot tub. And thank God, because I woke up this morning so stiff from all of that activity that I was doing that my body wasn't used to, moving these different ways. Even though I stretch every day, even though I walk with Bambi like 3 times a day and run around, and then I get my dancing in a little bit. I can only imagine what it would have been like had I not had the hot tub to loosen all that up. But anyway, it was beautiful out there, being able to hang out with other human beings. I spend so much time alone. You know, I've been feeling lonely and feeling like, okay, I want to start meeting people here. I want to start getting involved with things. It's like, or if I'm going to be driving around nomadic, then where are my other nomadic people, you know? One thing about van life is it can be incredibly lonely. The other thing is, you know, the homeless thing, all of the people around, you know, I know it from the street level, and it's pretty crazy out here. It's pretty sad. Living in a van, if you find parking spaces, parking spots, you're in the town or the city, and you're not out on BLM land, and you're not out in the wilderness, and you're not being nomadic at the time, and you're in a town, and you find the places to park that are allowed, where you're not going to get hassled, you're also going to find a bunch of people that have decided to camp out there permanently, like RVs. And the cars, people living in their cars who are, they're like homeless people. They don't work and they don't have interaction with the community. And you find these people and they're there just staying there the whole time. The rule is we're allowed to park there overnight so that we're safe. You're not supposed to live there and stay there. And this is a big pet peeve of mine, and I hope I don't sound insensitive, but basically the junkies have taken over that main parking lot. And they've taken it over, and it's disgusting. There's trash everywhere. There's needles. There's just people stay up all night and party. And then you've got these vehicle dwellers just living there 24/7. There's no enforcement of the 72-hour rule. So I've been thinking a lot about this. It's really been bothering me lately, almost enough to leave van life, because I don't want to be in the parking lot with these people anymore. And it's not that I don't park elsewhere. I do. 10 or 11 different places that I park. I'm going to end up in that lot again sometimes. This has been on my mind a lot, and I'm having trouble with the compassion part of it. That might seem weird because of the situation that I'm in, but I don't feel like I'm homeless. I don't have the mindset of homelessness, and the reason I live in a van is my own personal reasons where I function better this way. I mean, I don't do well with the stress of modern everyday life, so I'm not coming from a place of dire desperation and homelessness. I'm coming from a place of what works for me. So this works for me. But I gotta tell you, being out here on the streets, so to say, and being in close contact with all these homeless people and these down and out people, and people have a really bad attitude. Like, my biggest pet peeve is just because you live in a vehicle or you're homeless does not mean you have to be trashy. Why is there trash everywhere? I just don't get it. So that's enough to start driving me crazy and making me want to not live in a van, just so I don't have to be associated with that, just so I don't have to be near that. Because, for example, this one parking lot is just turned into, a homeless camp. And the overall feeling is, now that I'm in this area and I don't really want to leave, I mean, I like to travel, but I want this to be my home base. It's making me feel like maybe I should start looking for a cabin or something. And then I'm afraid of having to pay that bill on a regular month of rent, which I have not done in 6 years. I mean, am I going to go another year just parking in these same spots? I don't know. And every time someone pulls up and says, do you need some food? It's really nice, but it's like, but there's an assumption made about me living in a van. And as long as I'm in one area, all of the community members that I'd like to meet, that I'd like to do projects with, that I'd like to be a part of this community, are going to associate me as a homeless person in a van. And that's very unfortunate. It's not the most important thing. The most important thing is my energy. That's what's going to stand out the most. But it is a factor. So yeah, a lot of thinking about this lately, and that's one reason I come to where we are right now. We like to get away. We parked in that lot last night and we just got away as soon as possible. Why would you stay in one parking lot the whole time when you can go to the marsh and be out in the beautiful, beautiful marsh all day? These people stay in their vehicles all day in this parking lot. They'll put curtains up around and literally be in the vehicle all day. I have never seen some of these cars move. Right now, we're here in this beautiful spot. You can see those beautiful mountains. I just love this area because it's right on the coast and it has mountains, but the mountains aren't that big. It's not like all snowy here all the time in winter or anything. There's some snow on the top, of course. We came to this parking spot here. So where we are is this farm where you come and pick your own flowers, and I think they have eggs and stuff. But it's also a demonstration training farm where you can go see the goats and the cattle and stuff. But it's also representing the restoration of this wetland area here that used to just be agricultural with the cows. And so now part of it's a field with cows, which is beautiful, and part of it is the restored wetland. And there's a walk path that you just go between the two and just walk way out. And it's just really, really beautiful. And they've done a great job of both restoring the wetland, but keeping the local economy and the livelihood of these farmers or ranchers intact by having some areas that are still grazing areas for cattle, while letting the natural wetland come back and play a role in providing the nutrients for the soil here for the cows. It's a beautiful thing. They've done a great job here at that. So we're here today and we're just going to take a walk. I'm going to be going to the sewing studio. I wanted to address a question I get a lot and a request to show more sewing stuff. I do like to do that. That's a huge part of my life. And it's a fun part of my life, the creativity of it. And it's fun to see, like, hey, you can live in a van and rent a space and do this work and have income. I mean, that's really cool. I really like how my life is set up right now with that. But the thing is when I'm there, and especially because Bambi has to wait outside or in the van, when I'm in there, I kind of need to focus on my work, because as it is, I'm actually not getting enough work done ever. Like, I would like to sew a lot more. The other thing is, it's hard enough to just get in a creative mode, like on the spot, like, oh, time to go to work, push the button for creativity. It doesn't really work that way. You sort of have to get in the groove of it, and then having to document it or work on YouTube stuff while I'm trying to be creative, it really it messes with my flow sometimes. So creating stuff and then documenting creating stuff are two different things. So that's why, this isn't a crafting channel. I can't cover that on a regular basis. But you'll always see some of that on my channel here, because it's a big part of my life. And I know that you love it. And a lot of people are here for that. So we have van life people here. We have crafty ladies here. We have people that like Belgian Malinois dogs. So I can't do any one of those all the time. I see this showing van life as just part of my story. So I really hope you enjoy it. I'm really starving and I need to get back to this. Did you know 80% of taste is smell? So if you smell your food first, not only does it smell good, but it's causing your mouth to create the right chemicals to get ready to digest this particular food. The body is awesome. Can you see Bambi there? Hi, Bambi. How are you, Bambi? Bambi's waiting for her second walk. I haven't even eaten yet, so I'll just close by saying we're loving our van setup right now. Here's the van. It's just gorgeous. There's the little chair. I hope you enjoyed me eating a cantaloupe for a few moments and then talking for 30 minutes. I guess it wasn't much of technically a van life video, but hey, we're in a van, right? Thank you for watching. See you later. Have a good one.